Hello, BookTube. I've got a little mail and I've got a little light left, so we're in a race against time here. But I figure if I'm melodramatic enough to do the last book haul of the week, I should at least do a first book haul of the week. This isn't technically the first book haul of the week. I've been getting a massive amount of books, but this will do as a mail haul. It doesn't end with a box, but there's some interesting shapes and sizes here. So let's see how we're going to start off our week. So here's the first one. What is this? It's all black. Oh my god, it's black. It's all black. Oh, fantastic. Okay. This is a debut that I am looking forward to. I think this is going to get reviewed everywhere. This is called, as you can see it in the book, it's Black Friday Black. It's a collection of short stories by Nana Kwame Adeje-Brenya. That is our author. And let me see here. See if Nana Kwame Adeje-Brenya has an MFA from Syracuse University. His work has appeared in or is forthcoming in numerous publications, including Guernica, Printers Row, and Breakwater Review, where ZZ Packer awarded him the Breakwater Review Fiction Prize. And this is a collection of short stories about being young and black in America today. That's what the cover is going to look like, I think. And I get a good vibe from it. I think it's going to get reviewed a lot. From the start of this extraordinary debut, Nana Kwame Adeje-Brenya's writing will grab you, haunt you, enrage you, and invigorate you. By placing ordinary characters in extraordinary situations, the author reveals the violence, injustice, and painful absurdities that black men and women contend with every day in this country. We'll see. We'll see what happens. This comes out in the autumn, I believe. Let's see what we've got here. Yes, this comes out in October, and I'll be holding off on reading it just for the summer, but then as soon as September comes around, I'll be reading it. Get ready. Let's see here. That's great. Debut collection of short stories that I think is going to get some attention. I mean, in my ideal world, all debuts, stories or novels, would get attention, but not all of them do. Okay, this next one is from the folks at Europa Press. They're always great. This is by Alex Miller, and it's called A Passage of Love. I have no cover copy to show you. This is not the finished book. A Passage of Love is a moving novel for one of Australia's most beloved authors, two-time winner of the Miles Franklin Award. So those of you who are in Australia, a country I have never visited, a place I will never see, a species of dog I will never face smooch. Do you know the name Alex Miller? Is he popular parlance in bookstores and hip, trendy literary cafes in Australia? This absorbing novel begins as the story of Robert Crofts, whose father returns to the family's London home damaged after serving in World War II. At 16, Robert flees his childhood home from the Australian outback. For the Australian outback, he's headed to the Australian outback, where I have never been. Where he works for years alongside Queensland's legendary black stockmen. When he comes to understand that the outback is not his true home, he moves to cosmopolitan Melbourne, where he meets Lena Soren, who, it soon becomes clear, is the true center of both this story and Robert's life. So this comes out in late August. I think, yeah, this is an advanced copy, so I'll get a finished copy there, but I'm curious to know, from those of you in Australia, where I have never been, what he is. Does he have currency there? Is he the next big Australian thing to hit America? Let's see what we have next here. Okay. All right. This is a finished copy of something I've never heard of. This comes out at the end of June. This is Custodians of the Internet by Tarleton Gillespie. Platforms, content moderation, and the hidden decisions that shape social media. I love the subject. Let's see what we have to say here. The idea that platforms such as Facebook and Twitter and YouTube are open is a powerful one, resonating with deep utopian ideals of community and democracy, but it is a fantasy. There is no platform that does not impose rules on its users, and all platforms remove content they find problematic, shaping the experience of users and the contours of public life in ways largely hidden from view. In this book, to be published on June 26th, author Tarleton Gillespie pries open the largely invisible process of content moderation, showing exactly how, when, and why platform police content and enforce rules. Fantastic. Okay, so this comes out at the end of June. I'm going to read it tonight. So, all right, wonderful. All right, let's move on here before we run out of light. Oh, my God. Oh, great. Okay, this is from Oxford. This comes out this month as well. This is a finished copy. This is out 1st of June. This is the finished copy of Jason Colby's Orca. How We Came to Know and Love Ocean's Greatest Predator, bearing in mind that we don't usually love them. The thing that humans express towards orcas has traditionally been torture. Not love, but even so, this is the one thing I didn't read the advance copy that I got. So the one thing I'm not clear of on this book is how much natural history is in here, or is this just human orca interaction? I'll be interested either way, but that I'm really curious about. I wrote years ago. There was a book called Death at SeaWorld that sparked outrage and eventually, in a convoluted process, sparked the incredible documentary Blackfish. And when Death at SeaWorld first came out, I wrote a review of it, and I still get mail about that review. So I'm now, hooked into the subject of orcas and humans. So this is just up my alley. And I've had it, and I've been meaning to get to it. So it's another one I'll probably read tonight. And then the last thing is this. It's very heavy. We'll see what this is, and then we'll wrap it up while we still have a little light left. What is this? Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, what a way to end. All right. This comes out in October. This is one of those rare books that sometimes crops up on this channel where I'm going to say it, that you all have to get a copy of this book by hook or crook. Oh, my. This is James Mustis's 1,000 Books to Read Before You Die, a life-changing list. And in addition to the book, they also give you the list. This list is in chronological order. Just page after page after page of chronological order. Oh my. Oh goodness. All right, so the list is in chronological order, and it starts with the poems of Sappho in 550 BC, and the next book on the list is The Tale of Genji at AD 1000. Thinking of a few things that are left out there. I'm wondering how the author will deal with that. But anyway, let me show you. This is. I want to see what the bio note is for Jim Mustish. Oh, good Lord, look at all these things. This is such a booky book. Yeah, he co-founded and was for 2 decades the guiding force and voice of the acclaimed books catalog, A Common Reader. He is currently vice president for digital production at Barnes & Noble. He lives with his wife in New Fairfield, Connecticut. And I could, unto thine ears, unfold some stories. But anyway, so this is, look at that, 1,000 Books to Read Before You Die. Veteran bookseller Jim Mustish has been in the you have to read this business for decades. And with his 1,000 Books to Read Before You Die, passionate readers will now have 1,000 great books at their fingertips. 14 years in the making, and 5th in the phenomenally successful 1,000 Before You Die series. With over 4.4 million copies in print, this compelling compendium of 1,000 noteworthy books to get lost in is a must-have for any personal library. So it takes you through the 1,000 books, and with plot descriptions and trivia and author photos and lots of other photos. Great. So okay. So the book itself is alphabetical, not chronological, which I think is why we got this chronological list, which starts with Sappho, leaps over 1,000 years, and lands on the Tale of Genji. We'll see how that works out. But in the meantime, that is fantastic. Okay, this is. I mean, I try to be responsible with my advance copies. I try to give stuff that's new precedence over stuff that's way down the line, but it's going to be tough to resist this tonight. I have 2 books already just from this mail haul that I'm going to read tonight, but it's going to be tough not to dip in and out of this. All right, so there we go. 1,000 books to read before you die, which comes out, when did we say? This comes out in October, so it is the perfect book to indulge either yourself or someone on that you want to give a gift to. It's the perfect thing to be thinking. Just put it in the back of your mind and indulge yourself in a purchase when it comes out. We have 1,000 books to read before you die. We have Orca, about Orca's connection with human. We have Custodians of the Internet, about gatekeepers at sites like YouTube. Then The Passage of Love by Alex Miller, apparently a respected Australian author. And Friday Black, debut collection of short stories coming out in the fall. And that's it. That'll do as our first mail haul of the week. And I'll wrap this up before I'm filming in complete darkness. But I will see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.